We won't let them take control. Guard the streets and guard your soul. Windy City, Watch, standing tall, we won't be caught. No cold gonna claim our town. In the breeze, we bring them down.
Hello, everybody. Windy City Thetanwatch. We're here on a Sunday night. Going to do a speed run. I was over, I spanned all of Florida this past weekend. We saw several orgs, got to meet some new people in the anti-Scientology community or on the landscape. I would say I wasn't particularly protesting. I was really getting a lay of the land, seeing what was there. We did discover some interesting elements, and if you stay tuned to the end, you're going to see that we unlocked a new protester. So I'm very proud of the fact that we've got a new protester out there who kind of has said that they inspired by what I did, and they did the same thing. So. Hey, Trashy, good to see you. Bridge, great to see you as well. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Windy City Thetanwatch. Paul, I started up in the Chicago area about a year ago. It's just over a year since we've had the channel. And in the past couple of months, I've headed down south, and I now reside in Florida. I don't live near an organization, at least nowhere near as close as I did when I was in Chicago. So I have to travel when I do this. And this past Friday, I knew that a couple of people were going to be down there in Clearwater. So I decided I was going to take a trip over there. All right. So that kind of sets the stage. It's about 4 hours, and it's 2 hours to the nearest. Yeah, that's not true. I think I can get to Miami in about an hour and a half, and then I can get to Orlando in about 2 hours. So we start this journey on our way to Orlando. And what I found interesting about Orlando is it's in a neighborhood, but the area right next to where the organization is, and it's on a lake, maybe Lake Eleanor might be the name of it, that the avenue is definitely Lake Eleanor, but it looks very industrial. There's a bunch of semi-professional offices there, but just a huge number of churches and religious organizations. Nations United, United Nations, not sure. Howdy, Marina. How you doing? Oh, wait. By the way, I have not been playing the YouTubes for a while, so I forget these things. But howdy, Bridge. Trash, great to see you. I saw you were out there live today and protesting in the plaza in Chicago. Great to see you, Marina. And as always, thank you so much for coming in, Fuzzy, helping us out here. So the area around the Scientology org, there's a high school, a Christian high school there. There are all kinds of faith-based organizations there. There's a professional mall. It's not a strip mall because it's all business-to-business type buildings inside of that, but that the actual name of the place is called Heavens, Heavens area, whatever that is. So just an awful lot. That was very interesting to me that there was so much religiosity in the area. So let's go ahead and start over there. We showed up in Orlando, and then I'll show you as I arrive at the org. I think I'll show you as I arrive at the org. That I found incredible. Let me know if you're hearing that. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to do this, right?
Now, one thing I have a recollection of is that Mr. Travolta, John Travolta, might have started the mission down here, but I don't know if he was associated with the Ideal org here. And it's a massive building, right? So I don't know if it was built for purpose. I don't know if Scientology built this building or if they just bought it from somebody else.
Yeah, so if you're on the replay crew or if you're even in here, did Scientology actually build this, or was this a purchased building? What we're looking at is kind of the front of this building, and it goes fairly deep. This is much deeper than the Chicago building. that it's built on a bigger piece of land in that situation. So this is the org, and if you go ahead and head back to the video, you'll see that I walk around the back of the video at that point in time and then come back forward. But the next interesting element really is we start seeing activity. So here we're going to see, I'm going to imagine these are body routers that are coming out. So we see the uniformed member.
Notice the hunch? You see if I can get up there and get the color.
Sorry about the vertical.
I've zoomed in a lot,
I did that
so
mostly just to annoy Fuzzy.
let me zoom out a little bit so we keep her on frame. Folks, the rest of the afternoon I'll go horizontal.
Which I just lied to you. After the next video, I'll go horizontal.
Now, she does have a briefcase with her. Their color looks to be silver.
I'm going to see if I can catch the next.
Take my time getting over to Ybor City, so I'll probably.
So she walked back towards the front door.
I take my time getting over to Ybor
She
City,
picked
so I'll
up
probably
another cohort.
grab some food.
They get in the car. This is going to be interesting.
Setup. I'm not sure how well this is coming through.
Oops.
Since I moved down here, a better way to drive a vehicle.
She backed up while the trunk was still open, and it's because there's going to be more people coming in there. But it's like, oh, that was interesting. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, I do, but I don't know where they're going. And again, they're going to be in a vehicle, so I just won't be able to kind of chase them.
Yeah, still backing up, right? Trunk's
We've
open.
got our
So I know somebody else is coming.
third morgue person. Yeah, my guess is it's just they're frying in that. Now, okay, so that's the third person getting in the car. She's also gotten in the back.
So a couple of things going on here. One is there's in the chat of this video, they're asking about, hey, is it hot out there? And yes, it's hot out there. These people are wearing the heavy cotton shirt or polyester shirt, long sleeve shirt, and a vest plus long pants. They're black. Yeah, I can't imagine these people can be outside for that long a period of time. The other thing that was kind of interesting here is that there's now a person in the driver's seat and two people in the back seat, but nobody in the passenger seat yet.
Back seat. So there's probably a fourth person, right? Nobody's occupying the passenger front seat yet.
All right, that's interesting. All right, now I want to go by his house and see that. That's awesome. Thanks, Bridge.
Yeah, and especially that it's black, right? So I will tell you that I'm wearing black right now, and I can definitely tell the heat's
Audi
coming
style audit. And here we see our fourth.
So she was pointing at me.
Let me back that up, see if we can catch that again. If you look right now, the gentleman that's got the briefcase that's walking towards the car is looking at the woman, and the woman is pointing at me, kind of saying, hey, there he is, right? But that's kind of all that was going on there. The next thing we saw there was a public out there. Howdy, Journey. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight.
I think their door is locked.
So again, with all Scientological buildings, they lock the doors, right? You have to beg, borrow, or steal in order to get into these places. So he comes back to his car, and I'm going to ask, have you guys seen this duffel bag before? I keep on asking you questions. You can't answer for 20 seconds, so you're not going to be able to respond in time. But I will tell you that this looks incredibly similar to what the people that are doing purification rundown in Chicago have. They usually have this duffel bag with them as well. So my thinking is that this person's here for purification rundown. Now, remember, this is an ideal org. Ideal orgs, you can only do the pre-clear classes in that, right? You've got to be at flag land base, on the boat, or out in California, at least in the United States, in order to be doing any of the operating Thetan courses and above. I'll say he doesn't have any interest. You know, he doesn't really pay too much interest to me at all.
Sorry, when I've got it zoomed in a lot, any little wiggle of mine is going to take you off focus pretty quickly. Not sure what he's looking for. I'll say that I think that's the.
Yeah, Mike, I guess I didn't give you guys a chance to answer, but yeah, I definitely think that's what's going on here. So I don't recall there being much more in this, and I kind of want to get to Clearwater fairly quickly. So what, again, the standout elements of this Orlando org were that that a lot of other churches or denominational religions were in this area. There's a religious high school. There's a industrial park that has the name Heaven on it with several churches inside of it. It also had chiropractors and all sorts of other businesses in there. Most of them were B2B or professional services. So, all right. Then I got back in the car. Let me pull that off stage for a while. I got back in the car and we drove, I'm guessing it was about an hour, a little over an hour to get to Ybor City. And Ybor City, YBOR, is, I'll need a correction here. I don't know if it's own city or if it's just a neighborhood in Tampa. But you've got Ybor City, which, at least based upon Clearwater, it's north of Clearwater. When I got there, I noticed that it was an incredible, the area where Scientology is there, it's a historical district. So this used to be where the first cigar companies in Florida showed up. They might be in the US, but definitely the first cigar companies in Florida showed up here. This person, I think it might have been Jose Martinez. We're going to see a sign, Jose Martinez Ybor. He had been doing business in Cuba. He had been doing business in Key West. He wanted to move to the Tampa area because he felt he could get better transportation and better trades there. So, thank you, Weekend Warriors. And it's a beautiful place. Oh, and thanks. Nice call back to my Chicago days. So we're seeing that this is a very nice building. It doesn't sound right. There we go. Sorry, I was on the wrong. Oh, and I'm not even sharing it. Boy, I'm bad at this this YouTube thing. So here I arrive, and one of the things that I noticed when I drove past here, you might not be able to see it. It looks really bad, but you're seeing Scientology from the top. But because of this angle, you're only seeing Sciento, and it had that that reminiscences of Austin and when Pearl Snappy found the F Sciento elements. So yeah, that's a good point. Now, this building does have a courtyard in back, and I'll bet they're all smoking out in back, and there's a courtyard in front, and they're probably smoking out front as well. I don't know if Florida is as strict as other states where there's no indoor smoking in this space. Howdy, Cricket. Good to see you. So here we see, right, the Scientology. This is one corner of the building. The building, there's 3 buildings that make up this particular compound. It takes up the entire block. You're going to see a sign. I think you'll see a sign pretty quickly.
That should now
how these are laid out.
You're getting a phone of cigar definitely for a windy.
I think right now, yeah.
So
So if you look at this, we're at the bottom right-hand corner of this. That's where that vertical sign was at. There's that other building that's right in front of us. There's a large, where the U is kind of an entryway courtyard, but that's not where people go in, but it is, it looks like there's a driveway there, and it would be if they were having celebrations or something like that. I'll bet that's where the valet type work is at. And then I don't know if you can see it or not, but where my cursor's at, this is also a courtyard right here, and it's fenced in by wrought iron.
Here we're seeing, this is some old warehouse, right? So it had a factory building, the warehouse building. Stemmery. I have no idea what Stemmer is. This is Ybor Square Stemmery building. Here we're seeing that it's Church of Scientology.
I'm definitely have to change the equipment back, because right now I'm doing relay to the phone, and I don't like how clear the picture is.
It is a private institution, as most organizations are. And let's remind everybody, this is an organization. It is not a church. We've got Park Amigos de Jose Marti, which I'm guessing is the park for the Friends of Jose. Oh, beautiful little streetcar coming down the street. This is a beautiful area. So we've got Casa Pedro, you know, it looks like
I really liked, well, I loved the trolley car that's going to be coming up and down, these buildings. The wrought iron isn't as fancy as New Orleans, but it kind of had that vibe of, you know, French Quarter with these old buildings and so on and so forth. Yep, absolutely the nice and the nicotine club. You're right. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, then we approach the front of the building and we see the front desk. You can kind of see a woman's face right there underneath the door handle. Wait, okay. Yeah, so are you going to get in business with Scientology and start a cigar business again, or a cigarette business? That'd be awesome. Howdy, Nolan. Great to have you in here.
store. I can see somebody's face there, right?
Oh, I think we went past it, but we're going to see it here. Look at how almost every window in this building is boarded up.
Was Jose Marti the one that actually started the cigar company here?
I think, Bridge, you had some information on this, that some people had asked, hey, did all that boarding come down because of or did all the windows come down because of the hurricane, and then they're boarded up for that? That I believe somebody in the live chat was saying, no, that the windows were fine after the hurricane, that these boards came after the hurricane. Again, my recollection is a little hazy. It was a very, very busy weekend, and we have a lot of exciting stuff going on there. We walk around the org a little bit more, and then you're going to see a supervisor comes to the front door. Still, nobody seems to really be worried about me, but they're curious why I've got a camera.
Not sure if anybody will be able to get a face zoom on that.
So he was wiping his eyes like a tired person, and then early on, the car in the last video, we saw.
Is Zeno in today? No Zeno today? So similar to Chicago, right? It's a large building with a sidewalk walk-up entrance. I'm on the free thoroughfare of the sidewalk here.
What else? I think that we saw a person inside at one of the banks, but that was not too much. Then we wandered the neighborhood, and the neighborhood's beautiful. There's little restaurants, bars, boutiques, tourism type stores, right? Shirts, hats, that kind of thing. It felt hipster, like the neighborhood has that hipster vibe to it, but really, really cool, in my opinion, right? Let's see. Then we came across a staff member, and we had some questions for him.
We've got a Scientologist coming down the street here.
Look at the phone tech.
Oh, they've got the bronze.
My camera work stinks. Sorry, folks.
Anything you care to share about Scientology? Does Scientology let you talk about Scientology? Isn't that strange that your church won't let you talk about your church?
Still can't find a Scientologist that wants to talk about Scientology. Yeah, there was, and I think it's called Austin Windows. I'm pretty sure it was Austin, and if you scan the video, you'll be able to see that. But the building on the corner that's marked Harrison, that didn't have any boards, but almost all of the other buildings did have boards. Nice. Yes, they're valets, so they're going to go down to the next hotel. Bridge, they do. And as I alluded to at the top of this, somebody was at that flea market this past weekend. And stay tuned, please. Interesting, cool, fun stuff there. But I do know that when I go back, I know where I can be an effective person against the body rotting. Let's see. There wasn't much more other than I liked this area. So, and here's that courtyard in the back. You're going to see the woman kind of dead center. She's wearing all beige. She came out of that hallway.
So this woman just walked out of the hallway to Scientology. I just saw somebody else slide behind the corner. Oh, so they can't come out over here. So apparently Austin Historical is doing the window
There's our
repairs.
restoration company. Yeah, my guess would be that if somebody was to come here to try to confront people walking in the doors, just like Chicago,
So most likely a
they
public
have front and
walking
rear
in that door right
entrances.
there, and
So
then we've
it
probably
would be
got people
better
on
if
break
only one person would be here.
out there. Something that I didn't see yet. Let's see if we can find where the oh, okay.
Yeah, then I'm going to just
Camera.
glance around, and there's cameras everywhere.
Camera. Behind the stairwell. Camera.
All right. So that was Ybor City. Again, that when today I got some photos of somebody who was over in the Ybor City flea market this past weekend. So that was interesting and enjoyable. I liked seeing that. Let's see. We've got next. We head over to Clearwater. All right, somebody remind me not to stop the camera there. So when I first got to Clearwater, I didn't know the lay of the land. I knew that Fort Harrison Road was an important road. I parked down that way and I walked towards, well, I first saw some buildings, which made me think, oh, those look very Scientology front group. They were Scientology front group. I walked towards Cleveland Street. Cleveland Street is that street that's closed down to street traffic or to car traffic. And there are all kinds of restaurants there and people there. And I came across two people, one I've met before, one I haven't. So we saw Sandy McKenna. Sandy McKenna runs a podcast, A Little Help Fuzzy. I can't quite remember what the name of her podcast is. And Erica. And I had just learned that morning that Erica had been arrested a couple days prior to this for basically standing where she's at. Now, many of you probably don't know who Erica is. She doesn't have her own stream. She's been out for 15 months. She just carries a sign and protests Scientology. And I really enjoyed she was very gracious. She showed me around. I mean, we walked everywhere. She showed me everywhere around this area. And additionally, like her heart is in a place where while she wants Scientology out, what she really wants people to understand is that hey, Scientology can't do anything. Come down here, enjoy the restaurants, come down here and enjoy the scenery. There's plenty of Clearwater. Clearwater is a vibrant town, right? And just so everybody's clear, Clearwater sprawls quite a bit. This is just one condensed area where Scientology kind of took over, but there are other busy parts of Clearwater. So the other one I want to say there is that, folks, it's easy. All she has is a sign, and she goes out there, and you'd be amazed how much people engage her as much as she engages them. So, Sinners and Secrets, thank you so much, Fuzzy. So I walk up to the org, and so for the vast majority of time that I'm talking with Erica, I keep her off camera because she's not a streamer, and I just felt more comfortable that way, and we talked. So you'll hear her voice, but you won't see her in this time. So howdy, Sandy. there's our Sandy. Thank you so much. And I apologize that I can't remember the name of the podcast. But I'm going to go back up, and we're going to talk to Erica. And by the way, thank you, everybody. While we were live, we wanted to get Erica over the 50 threshold so that if she ever wanted to go live, she could go live. And it's also out of protection, right? So the idea that if nobody else is around, which, by the way, the police came when nobody else is around, not exactly strange that they would do that. And but that way she could be able to alert everybody to what's going on there if she was able to go live instantaneously. So thank you all for heading over there and subscribing. I think she's up to 80 now. So, yep, excellent. So I mean, I think you're going to you might hear Sandy on this too.
All right.
So what is this place?
What is this place? I'll tell you. I'm going to give you the spiel, but
Yeah.
I'll have to do the cliff notes because I usually talk for a long time.
Can you guys hear this okay?
All right. So we are on. Are you guys going to? I'm going to go buy water.
All right.
Okay. All right. So this is Cleveland Street and Fort Harrison. From where we're standing right now, everything you see here, actually, if you want to come out a little bit.
Yep.
Everything you see in this direction.
I'm going to pause right here for just a second. So the street that we're looking down is Fort Harrison. The street that has the red brick here and is going from left to right, that's Cleveland Street. So that's the street that it's closed to car traffic. Pedestrians are there. And what you can't see right here, I think I'll turn the camera shortly, but you're going to see that there's barriers that disallow vehicles from traveling down that road. And the location that Erica was standing was definitely this side of the curb. So there's no traffic that could have gotten there, but outside of the barrier. And this is what the police wanted to make such a big stink about for her. And you're going to hear a lot of her story through this. I'm not going to replay this whole the whole story for you, but I would encourage you to listen to this. Mark Bunker's done several interviews with her. Erin's done several interviews. Well, when I say several, she's been on several interviews. Mark Bunker has done an interview. Erin did an interview. My understanding was Erin is who picked her up when she was released finally the night that it was there. But on with the show. Erica's going to be, and again, Erica's never met me before. She knew who I was, but she had never met me before. And I just want to say it's what a blessing that she was so nice. I'm going to show you this town, and show me the town she did.
And in this direction, and this direction, except for a few buildings, is owned by Scientology, the church, or Scientologists.
Her son says honk. So.
They don't honk so much because they can't read it. All right, so all owned by Scientology. The only thing that isn't is this one little white building. The lady that owns that probably has been offered 3, 4, 5 times the value and refuses to sell. She's just a good person.
Good for her.
The business owners there also are putting a lot of their own money into it just to keep it going. Really important. It's very important to me. These businesses right here, they do pay rent to Scientology, but none of the business owners are Scientologists. So these restaurants that we have here.
Now
This is a good, so she is basically standing outside of, right, the barrier, but definitely not anywhere near traffic when bad things happened to her this past week. So 100% she is. Love that. And I'm serious. She felt it was her responsibility to show me um, the great side of Clearwater. And as I had mentioned earlier, she wants Scientology out, but at the same time, she also wants Clearwater to grow. So she's kind of got a dual pronged attack here, saying, "I don't like Scientology, but I do love Clearwater." And folks, Clearwater's safe. Clearwater is a place where you should come down and enjoy yourself. And I love that she has that kind of pride in the city. It's what I felt about Chicago. By the way, I probably still feel that way about Chicago. So
Won't talk disparately of them, but
Correct.
okay, at least not publicly.
Right, but they are.
I'm going to speed down this a little bit just to kind of stop you at some of the buildings that we're going to see. So this is United for Human Rights. This is the one which is the beige pamphlet that has Gandhi on the front and other civil rights activists across the world. So that's what this building is. And doesn't this look like a 1950s fake facade downtown type thing, right? These pastel-ish colors, the sophomoric logos everywhere. One of the reasons that I want everybody to realize why it's so dangerous what Scientology does is that this building doesn't say Scientology anywhere. It's in the Scientology area, but it doesn't say Scientology anywhere. If you were to get that flyer, nowhere does it say Scientology. If you go, it'll direct you to a place called humanrights.org. And if you go to humanrights.org, nothing on that will tell you that it's Scientology until you go to the legal disclaimers at the bottom of the human rights page. And at the bottom of the human rights page, you'll see that their lawyers' administrative building is in the Hubbard Communication Building out in Los Angeles, right? So 1920 Hillcrest, I think. So the first one we get to see is United for Human Rights. Now we see the Way to Happiness. Now, that Way to Happiness logo, I see that on the shirts and the hats and the bags all the time, but the wording around that, I've never seen that on printed material, on a clothing material. So I haven't seen a common sense guide to better living. Now, the reminder to most of you already know this, but I want to say that, hey, it is a common sense guide. And the reason it's common sense is because it's taking all of the common sense from every philosophy and religion that's already been out there and usurped it, put it in a new package and said, look what we know and look how we can help you, right? Children, obey your parents, brush your teeth in the morning, make your bed, which are not Scientologically originated elements, but Scientology usurped that. So we've seen United for Human Rights. Now we've seen Way to Happiness. Foundation for a Drug-Free World. And what they mean by that they could care less about class 1 narcotics, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, all of those things. What they're really against is anti-psychiatry drugs, right? So the drugs that help people chemically balance themselves are the things that Scientology is against. So they're against helping people. Our next one is the Ministers Building, right? So Scientology volunteer ministers. I think this is the only place there might be one of these in California, but I think this might be the only place this exists, but it's the Scientology volunteer ministers. The way Erica described it is most of these are even a facade on the inside. So if you look in the window, you see the front reception office. But if you then were to go to the back, it's just storage. And you'll oftentimes see them crating boxes back and forth up and down the street, storing them in these places. She also said that one of their tactics would be that if they see somebody with a camera, they'll walk into the first building they can because they know they can go out the back and then walk to the building they're trying to go to. Now, this is Citizens Commission on Human Rights, right? Slightly different than Human Org, but that's the next building that we're seeing. This is the WISE building. So this is the building which is, if you're a doctor, a chiropractor, whatever the situation is, whatever the situation is, they're going to try to come in and help you run the business. Now, the thing I want to remind people is that chiropractors learn how to be chiropractors in school. Doctors and dentists learn how to be doctors and dentists in school. They don't learn how to run businesses. And WISE does have a templated way that they can help do that. But then what they do is it's for a fee. And in order to do it, the organization takes quite a bite out of the business that it's trying to help, as well as the fact that you have to send your employees to Scientology to get some of those pre-clear, the pre-clear coursework. So the communication classes and some of those other courses that you'll see there. Absolutely right, Super Weekend Warriors. What else did we see? I do not remember what this pink building is. This might be the, it's still probably the human rights building that we're looking at. And then the next one is, this is the community volunteers. And again, it doesn't say anything about Scientology. It looks like it's just a neighborhood group. But this is the community volunteers, and it also has this fake front area. There's one person manning a desk. I get the impression it's probably a penalty if you're manning the desk in these places. So, and just beyond this, we're going to see a park. So this is the park where Rinder and Leah Rimini had conversations. It's the park where people get kicked out of it. So it's supposed to be a park. There's signs all over the place that say, hey, all the police in this town are authorized to remove anybody they want to at our behest, right? So it's a beautiful park, but it's Scientology runs that quite a bit, and they chase everybody off. So, ick. I think the next place that we ended up was down at this. So just by chance, this is a Scientology bus. All the people on here were in staff uniforms. And then we walk down the street and we get to the sandcastle. Now here, let me back it up just a bit. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. I'll let it play forward here. The sandcastle, it's behind that white sign. You're going to see the sandcastle sign. And then just to the right, there's a driveway that you can go in there. You're going to see a person in that driveway. And notice what happens when that person sees that I'm watching them.
For them to do auditing. We're going to skip auditing for 4 hours, you know. I mean, it's just not that big of a deal.
That's a uniform. I assume that that's a Scientologist there in the pantsuit. The beige.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sandcastle is all tan.
Okay.
It's all khaki tan.
So you'll notice, right, the woman that I was describing, she's the one that's now walking towards the entrance because she doesn't want to be seen on camera, right?
You can see that she's hustling away. So she saw me with the camera, and well, actually, she probably saw the trouble source here. And you saw that she vacated that. So it looked like she was out there trying to guide people in. And now she's vacated the area and walked toward.
So this is Sandcastle. The next thing we were able to see is that's a religious, they call it a religious retreat. There's a dining hall in there. The next thing that she showed me, well, actually, I just want to kind of show this up. We're walking down the street, and the guy in the background, you can see a gray shirt. He's just a guy that seems to kind of wander the streets on his bicycle. He's a neighbor, and he knew what happened to her the night before, and he came up and said, "Hey, I'm sorry that happened to you, and I hope you're okay," and all of that. So Erica's well known to all of the people in the area. And then I wanted to kind of show her her site there. So learn at Scientology.org, which I think we are South Fuzzy give that, and then help out at the SPTV Foundation.
So you had to postpone and all?
No, she let me off on my overtime.
Oh, okay, good.
It was probably the best.
Yeah, they're freaking.
Not sure what this building was.
Standing before, there's about
It's got a different logo than
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
it's
It's got a different logo than I'm used to. Its logo, it looks like a mountain instead of the typical triangle that Hubbard Communications is. So Hubbard Communications is usually that triangle with the 3 bars across it. This has 3 waves across it and a mountain. So I feel like it might be a modern look on that that old the old logo. So Sandcastle again. Now this is, we heard about this earlier this year. This is the auditorium. So this is a musical theater, right? That people for, this is not Scientology. This is for the park, and it comes in here. And Scientology dislikes it very much because it is somewhat disruptive to the people that are over at the Sandcastle, which is right across the street. So this is their concert venue. Then we went down to the street, and this is the dining area of the Sandcastle. This is the back of that retreat area. This, you're seeing the stage and the seating for the concert hall. Then we walk down the street. My camera is going to fail pretty soon. Let me see if we capture a very interesting person. Oh, I don't think we're going to see him. Nope. So we didn't quite get to see, but there's a new person that's been protesting a little bit or shown there. So stop that for a minute. This one, I'm only going to play a little bit of it. And the reason is it's there's a lot of great conversation in here, and I would encourage you to go back and watch this video. So I changed the phones, so now I'm hand holding. You're not going to like it. Again, I've been trying to keep Erica off camera. Later on, she'll show up on camera. So this is kind of a continuation because the last phone, my other phone just died, and now we're heading towards the flag building. So on the right-hand side, you're seeing the Harrison Hotel there. The pink building that you see there is the United. I want to say it's United Church, but it's not United Church. It is a actual church, and they allow the anti-Scientology people to park in the parking lot. They're rather gracious. I wouldn't say that they're in love with their neighbors or anything like that, but they do realize they have to be good neighbors. And on the sidewalk there, oh, thank you, Bridge. So again, the beige tall building is the Fort Harrison Hotel. It started as something else. Mark Bunker told me what the name of that was. And speaking of Mark Bunker, some of you might be able to see him already. And that pink church is that church that is usually rather generous to the anti-protesters. You can't see it yet, but flag is behind those trees on the left-hand side. And as we...
35 was the first
and
thing he bought. It was a partially vacant, well, it was a vacant hotel.
Hopefully you're seeing somebody else in our view.
Oh, yeah. A famous person, a local celebrity.
So here we see Wise Beard Man.
Hello, young man. I saw a lovely car just drive by.
Yeah. You recognize your logo.
I would very much encourage you to come back and look at this
Paul,
video.
Windy City. I don't think we've actually met.
sorry, that for about 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes, you're going to hear Mark talk a little bit about his history with Scientology. He and Erica are talking about what happened to Erica the last couple of days. Mark has been arrested before. What happened in Chicago? What was his experience? So just a really good conversation. So I would encourage you to come back and actually watch that. I don't want to put you all through it again, through the whole thing.
I watched your interview with Aaron last night, and I just fixed.
And I'm still not putting Erica on. Later on in this conversation, we'll start showing Erica because she's giving me the hey, it's okay.
Oh, good. Because I like what I don't remember what they said, so that's good.
So I was amazed that
Boy, howdy,
actually
right?
had to put on the the orange.
They moved me from the car, the back seat of the car. We had to wait for the paddy wagon to arrive.
Yeah.
So then they pulled.
I'll give you. So they're talking about that she actually had to put the jumpsuit on. They didn't take her to the local jail. They took her to the county jail. It was just a fiasco. I again, come back through here and watch this. I think that you'll enjoy it. Here we're actually going to see Erica, I think.
We've had, all of us, a very good relationship with the cops. When we were out here last year and they came out for like a trespassing complaint, they were like, can you guys like not stand so close? They're like, yeah. And then they ended up getting into pictures, into the photographs with everybody. They were taking the cops were taking pictures of the protesters. So.
That's awesome.
That was a great part of the conversation. How you doing, Scooter Shop Mama? Great. So the cops were called out. Scientology wanted to charge them with trespassing. The cops said, hey, can you guys just back up a couple of feet? And then what Eric's explaining is that all the cops then kind of took pictures with them and their signs and all of the protesters that were out there because the cops kind of got a kick out of it. And you'll see earlier, except for this one officer who just went kind of crazy in regards to the arrest and everything that's going on there. Erica's explained that most of the cops will say, hey, thank you for being out there. You know, they'll talk to her. They've been very polite. They've been civil servants, which is what policemen should be in this situation.
I mean, it's a very different vibe. And like, it was scary back when you were here 25 years ago, that you really didn't know who to trust or kind of knew not to. So.
Well, I'm not saying violence is out of the realm now, but violence is incredibly.
Move back down. Oh, sorry.
Jerry.
Now we see the birthday boy. So this is Sarasota Jerry.
Did you get a bologna sandwich?
Got Dusty coming over?
Did you get a tattoo in there?
You're seeing the walkway across to the flag building at this point in time. And then I'll kind of just fast forward along because we're going to head over to the plaza where all the protesters have been while Erica and I have been walking the city.
So I don't know how many people you know about.
Yep. So I know our friend Cheryl. I know Mama. Yep.
So I will tell you that you know a lot of the people on here. So some of these people are behind the scenes people. Cheryl is sitting down in the chair. So that's Feral Cheryl. The thing that I was really pleased by when I got here is the two guys. So the one guy in black behind the phone pole, the light pole, and the guy with the hat on and the white and blue shirt. They're just young guys who just started showing up and they enjoy it. And this has that vibe of when Streets kind of started the LA process and people would just show up because it was enjoyable to be out there and see what was going on. And it was a positive vibe. So that was really cool what was going on there. Let's see, who else do we see in here?
All right. Yep.
You can see Aaron kind of peeking over the sign there. So if Scientology is a cult, and that's Aaron in the black ball cap.
Okay.
But what's about to happen is There's 6 streams going, so I no longer felt that I need to hand hold a camera and be out there, and that if you wanted to see me on stream, you could have seen me on any of the other streams. I'm going to go and get my my actually my photography camera and head back to the guys. And I took some pictures. I'm going to show you a couple of those pictures real quick. Let's see here. All right, so you can see it's getting dark here. There's this police car that's been there pretty much all night long, but then you can see the Tom Cruise sign and honk if Scientology is a cult. Nobody likes Scientology. There's what, 15, 20 people here on the sidewalk. You've got Aaron on the outside there. Feral Cheryl is is right there as well. On the far right-hand side, you're seeing Sandy McKenna and Erica. That might be Bunker behind her, but I think it was actually somebody else that came up. And of course, we have the police squad car there as well. Well, look at you coming in for your little showcase. How you doing? Great to see you, Erica. And again, I can't tell you how happy I was that you were able to take me on you were so generous to give me the tour of the city. So here we just have a better close-up of Aaron. The trolley in the back is the city's trolley on there, but you've got Aaron and then Tom Cruise, who seems very short in this picture, and our friend Cheryl. Now, across the street, I took a little detour with Bridge, and I kind of went behind the other building. So right now, what you're seeing is we're behind the Harrison Hotel, and that Harrison Hotel, that's where they do the graduation at every night. That's why the team of protesters is usually out there on Friday nights, just to kind of give it to the people that are coming for their graduation class. But we're on the backside of that, and they did things like it. You can smell food there, so I think they're doing barbecue in there. You can hear children playing in there. There's all kinds of high fences, so you can't see in there. But right now we're looking at the backside of the Fort Harrison Hotel, and these 3 people, they're likely public Scientologists. I don't know that for sure, but logically that's what's happening here. And they want to go into the area to enjoy the festivities, but as typical, Scientology locks all of this out, right? So Scientology, won't let them in this scenario. The reason I took this picture is it reminded, I don't know if you can see it that well, but they've created a maze of this fake green wall, right? So there's on the left-hand side and then further down on the right-hand side. This was exactly what they did to the sidewalk for the Chicago grand opening. So this is that Chicago grand opening element of how do we hide the view of the cameras, so the cameras can't do long shots in there, but still allow the people to come in, so the people have to wiggle and waggle to get through there. So I think, yeah, that was the vast majority of my photos. Now, folks, I was so happy. I got a text today. Sorry, let me see if I can do this cleanly. Okay, so you heard earlier, right, that Ybor City has a weekly flea market or market. And this is that particular flea market. And you can see there's a Scientologist with the scan code that says curious. And on the front, it says, I'm a Scientologist. So they're much more bold here. Let's figure out if we can figure out a way that they would not be bold about this. So I feel like people haven't been educating the people in this area so much. But I got this picture from somebody that we all know in the community. And hey, look what I found in Ybor City. And her husband was doing, playing my old tactic. And anytime that this woman would hand out one of her flyers, her husband would let him know that, hey, by the way, that's Scientology. Do you want that? Thank you. and she has the husband has a pocket full of pamphlets. I think that we're going to see, yeah. So I want to kind of go over this message too, right? So, hey, I told them when we got to the festival, look for Red Dianetics table because that's usually what they had, but they found the blue shirt with the Curious on it and said, I'm a Scientologist. She didn't go much further when she noticed us following her and collecting her pamphlets. So what I want to remind everybody is that all that this person did was helped educate the people that received a flyer from this Scientologist. And when the Scientologist realized that they weren't going to have any success out there, the Scientologist went home. That's effective, in my opinion. That is effective protesting. This is stopping Scientology from recruiting, right? It's not pulling Scientologists out of Scientology, but it is stopping them from getting new blood into the organization. So I was pleased as punch when I saw this. I was a little bit jealous because, oh, darn it, that's what I do. That's what I wanted to be out there. But this was just phenomenal to me. So I just want to say that was amazing that we were able to see that. So I don't have anything else. Any questions? And I know that I have to wait a little bit on this. Thoughts, ideas? I do think that I'll probably go to Miami and to Orlando much more frequently, only because of how far away they are. Clearwater, it's a haul. So it takes me a while to get over there. It's well over 4 hours for me to get to that side of the state. So, but I will say that, by the way, I think that my style of protesting is much more effective in the Ybor City and in the Orlando space. Well, Orlando, not so much because they can drive to go do their recruiting, and I don't want to follow them in a car. I don't want them to really see that. So, but in Ybor City, I could easily follow them out of the org. So that's awesome. The other one I want to say is that signs are really effective. I don't carry a sign, but Erica carries a sign. And that sign, as people walk by, it's one of those things that people stop for just a moment. And when they stop and hesitate, it gives a protester like Erica a chance to help educate them on what's going on. Or sometimes the sign is enough to get them to be curious enough to say, hey, what do you mean? What is that about? So this idea of educating the citizens of the area is, I think it's a really effective way of helping the community not find joy in this cult that lives among them in these spaces. The other thing that was really fun is that as I was walking with Erica, everybody wants to stop and take a picture with Erica. So that was awesome. Oh, Sandy, I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if I have your contact information, but I might see if we can make a connection there. Let me see what else we've got here. Yeah, so Bridge came up to join us. That was awesome. She said that it was twice as long as she normally has to in order to get up there. Hopefully it was not as bad going home. Other things about the area, Clearwater is vibrant. As I left the area, I went through, again, I don't know if this is a village or a neighborhood, Dunedin. And while we were there, it's spring break, right? So all of those places were incredibly lively. All of the bars and restaurants and parking lots were full. So that was really nice. It was interesting on that side of the state. I don't see as much of the thick greenery that I see on this side. Now on this side, I think there's some incredible wealth on this side and people want their privacy. So you're seeing almost all of the trees and the shrubbery all the way out to the street and blocking the view. Whereas for the most part in Clearwater and Tampa, I would notice that most of the area was openly visual. So you could see onto the golf courses, you could see into the communities, you can see into the parking lots and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I 100% agree with this. So I think you saw both sides. One of them was end Scientology now, right? So and showing them. So her site in Scientology.org. With that, the way she subscribed it, it was sort of like the old Xenu TV, where darn it, Tori and I can't remember the person that helped Tori get out, but he had put up the Xeno TV site, and it's just got all of the information, right? Here's the abuses, here's the crimes, here's the things that Scientology does that is so terrible. So I feel bad. I'm keeping protesters off the street. Erica, I'm glad you're out. Glad things are back to somewhat normal. Sandy, it was great seeing you again. Bridge, always good to see you. Fuzzy, thank you so much for being here. I think I'm going to let you guys head off to bed because I want to do the same thing. I really appreciate everybody being here. If you're on the replay crew and you stayed this long, please like, subscribe, and let everybody know that we're back. All right. Thank you all. Have a great evening, and I will see you soon. Sorry, I want to give this real quick too. Yeah, and I agree that I think those are really important things. So, and thank you, Trashy.